There's a lot to talk about with chapter 985, and the previous two chapters were like groundbreaking in the form of revealing Kaido's offspring and I guess Yamato's gender. Here is like it gave us a few answers in this chapter, but also it changed the questions real quick with Kaido. So we have Luffy on the cover of Weekly Shadow Jump with a fountain pen to mark the 23rd issue. We have Luffy, Kid, and Law on color spread, which is cool because it's different from what we usually get from the typical Straw Hat color spread, which is fine, but I think this is kind of a change of pace, especially if what's about to come is foreshadowing. Especially since Law was not in this chapter and we clearly saw him with the scabbard in the previous one. Where's Law at? Speaking of which, you have Luffy trying to snatch a rice ball out of Kid's metal hand, which is pretty cool. And you have them two competing one against one another. Meanwhile, in the background, you have Law like feeding the birds. So the back door of Onigashima, the entrance to Kaido's castle or mansion. And we know there's two entrances, so I'm pretty sure Law took one of them because we see the scabbards confronted by number one trainer Kanjuro. We also get a brief interaction between him and Izo because it's the first time they've seen each other since I guess before Odin's execution, because Izo was with the Whitebeard pirates with Whitebeard before the Kozuki Odin's execution. Speaking of which, he's here now with Momonosuke, so it kind of makes up for that. I don't see Marco anywhere, so did Lord Marco go on ahead? But we also have Nekomashi Inuyasha, which we know there's a full moon happening because this is taking place on the night of a full moon. Be sure we're going to get Sulong forms pretty soon. Okiku's tearing up because Kanjuro mentioned what happened with Momonosuke. We also get clarification that, in fact, the knife that Momonosuke saw the last time we saw him with Kanjuro, and the last time he was conscious, he saw it, he tried to cut himself free, he did, but then he tried to stab Kanjuro rather than trying to escape because he didn't want to feel like a burden to like the rest of the scabbards. So revealing this kind of made Okiku like tear up. So this set up a fight between Okiku and Kanjuro. While this is going on, though, you have like Kanjuro mentioned, oh, by the way, you might want to know there's a public execution of Momonosuke. But while this is going on, you have Nekomashi and Inuyasha casually interacting like they usually do. Like you have Inuyasha saying, "What's on your arm, Nekomashi?" Like the gun that we saw. We also get to see Inuyasha using two sword style, which I think is a first. Either way, you have like Kanjuro saying that in a few moments the Kozuki bloodline will be over. This chapter gave me so many Marineford vibes when it came to like Luffy approaching Ace. It's crazy. This is not even the final battle yet. You have Kanjuro versus Okiku, which is pretty cool. I kind of want to see Okiku do something more though, but team up with Izo, just because it's been a while since we have seen them together. So I thought kind of like it got cut short in the previous chapter. And it looked like a Haki clash at first because you see the sparks, but you don't see armor and Haki on either of the blades. So I'm pretty sure it's just a regular clash. We go inside the castle to where Luffy and Yamato are at, and we get some type of answers. To find out that number one, Yamato kind of asked Luffy to take her to sea because it's like, oh, you're Ace's little brother, right? So they cut that brother part out. Like they skipped over a conversation off screen. It looks like we really need a flashback of what happened with Ace because we don't really get one. You get kind of bits and pieces here, but you can kind of infer that obviously Yamato and Ace knew one another, and then you get the classic battle between a female and Luffy. These shackles I can't free myself. And we also find out why that is. It's because they're similar to Sanji's cuffs, like they explode when she tries to escape. And then Luffy casually says, "You want me to take them off for you on some type of raid type of deal where Rayleigh came in and Saudi Archipelago and took off the neck collar from Kami, so that's pretty cool. I would have loved to see Luffy do that, but it gets cut short. And you weirdo without you. If you fight alongside us, I'm still kicking Kaido's ass. So that's some confidence. And look at Luffy's expression. He's not like pissed off by saying that. He's like casually saying that, calmly. It's going to take more than Luffy because nobody's 1v1 him. Because especially Yamato saying, every time I try to stand up against Kaido, I get my ass kicked, pretty much. But any further, they notice the noise coming from the crack in the floor that's coming on from underneath them, and that we find out that's where the execution platform's taking place, the stage hall. Kaido's giving a speech that we like he said he was going to. We also come to find that obviously Big Mom has arrived. And it mentioned the abolishing of the Shichibukai system. So it's obviously directed against the world government. Because if you remember, the world government was eavesdropping in on the conversation that Big Mom and Kaido had when they talked about making an alliance. I can guarantee this is going to cause shockwaves. But I can already see this like going up a ride for Kaido, because we've already seen Kaido have a betrayal in this chapter. I can see Big Mom doing the same thing, especially since Big Mom wants Sully to become the king of the pirates. But they said, we will obtain the One Piece. So I'm pretty sure Big Mom has to know that Kaido has the royal poneglyph somewhere, so that has to tie in at some point with the rest of the Yonko. And they're also aware about the new power the Marines have attained that can substitute for the abolition of the Shichibukai. So that's pretty interesting, because we saw Green Bull talking to Fujitora about that we don't need this warlords anymore because we have this new power created by Vegapunk, which is interesting because Orochi asked for Vegapunk to come to Wano. He directly asked the CP units for Vegapunk. So what's going to happen with that now? Kaido is so confident about this alliance that they could deal with the Marines' new power. So we find out what the reason why they're confident is because they're going after the ancient weapons, which is a problem because one of them has ties to Alabasta. So that has to tie in with Vivi, and number two, that also ties in with Shirahoshi, since she's the ancient weapon Poseidon. So that ties in with the prophecy of what we found out in the Odin flashback. Linlin come in with a lot more homies, and we also find out that Nami and Carrot also got captured. So Zeus kind of incapacitated. So is Zeus with that Big Mom? Robin and Jinbei noticed this. So they're surely going to make a move now that all hell's breaking loose. So then they make the declaration: the world will together, everything will be ours. The One Piece will be ours, which ain't lasting long. I'm telling you that right now. Luffy and Yamato notice about this, and they overhear the conversation. Luffy gets pissed because he's like, the One Piece it's for me. Yamato says the One Piece, and then Luffy says it's for me. So Kaido lays the ultimatum to the followers of Orochi, like, those who serve under Orochi choose. Follow me. Wano is out of the marine jurisdiction, the world government's reach. So it's Wano surrounded by a waterfall, so they can't get in. Although a lot of people have managed to find their way in. If we're further to increase the numbers of weapons factories make the residents of the Flower Capital work, for every pirate, this will become a lawless zone. So Orochi taking credit for the weapons that Kaido has, and then boom, Kaido's like off with the head. You know this is premeditated because King handed Kaido his katana, and then boom, that was it. And it's the first time we've seen Kaido use a katana or a sword, so that's pretty cool. As though as epic as it was, and it was, we kind of knew there's going to be a falling out between Kaido and Orochi. I didn't think it was going to happen in this chapter, but I guess something had to have happened because Orochi is a Zoan type, and he is a multiple-headed serpent. I get the feeling Orochi might be able to regenerate. I wouldn't be surprised. Orochi Kaido sounds like Madara here when he's like, be it the Kozuki clan or the Kurozumi clan, that means nothing. You have 5 seconds, Orochi's henchmen, not even paying attention to what happened with Orochi and Kaido. Luffy notices that's Momonosuke, so that, and as soon as he says that, boom, they fall down to the ground. You have to notice it first, because I have to kind of go back to what happens. Luffy and Yamato fall to the ground, and by the end they get kind of discovered because of the noise they made. Robin and Jinbei like freaking out. The calamities tonight were transferring Onigashima. So to prepare for the biggest eventual war, World War, we are turning this country into an empire of piracy. Our main activities, our expeditions will increase. Tonight we are transferring Onigashima to the Flower Capital. The new name for this country is the new Onigashima. And son is the Shogun. Well, we know Yamato's a daughter. So he wants Yamato to be the Shogun. We know that's not happening because Yamato wants to leave Wano. It's exactly what Kozuki Odin wanted, to leave Wano to like explore the world. And it does give me some of the vibes of what happened with the Tama as well, especially since we know there's interaction between Tama and Ace. I'm guessing there's some type of interaction with Yamato and Ace, because otherwise why would Yamato want Ace to take her with. Kaido's giving a speech about this. The end of Wano, we see Momonosuke, he's like barely conscious. And you see like a sword dripping blood, and we see Okiku crying. So did Okiku kill Kanjuro? Because you can clearly see it's Sakatana because you see the flowers on the kimono. So it's a perfect match. So I kind of want to know what happened about that. We also know that Marco and Law were not in this chapter, nor were they present with the scabbard. So they, like I said, Zoro, Sanji, Nami's in trouble, so I expect Sanji to show up in the next chapter. I mean, I said this multiple times, but this is leading to a rendezvous with the Straw Hats. Jinbei and Robin are already there. Frankie and Brooke have to come in, because obviously what else is there to do? The main players are there. Like, Fukurakuju, I don't know what he's going to do now, because he's firmly working under Orochi. So are they going to cross Kaido and get themselves killed, especially with Big Mom there? Now, Luffy and Yamato are there at the execution, and Luffy's like, Yamato, take me to where Momonosuke is about to be killed. They get discovered, so obviously by default, not only is Kaido going to notice his daughter, but also now Luffy. Also, there's a mention of the Contact Flying Six, the Tubby Robo, so now it's like, okay, everybody's going to gather to this place. Yamato trying to make it to Momonosuke. Like I said, it gave me so many Marineford vibes, and then all hell is about to break loose. It's already breaking loose, but now it's like, you get the feeling like it's about to go above and beyond. I did not expect Kaido to betray Orochi in this chapter. I feel like we kind of have to get a flashback now. And to me, it seems like it was premeditated on the part of Kaido. All hell's about to break loose, so I cannot wait to see what's next. Kaido is an enigma because you don't know what he's going to do. Now he wants to create his own country. Where is Yamato going to join the Straw Hats? Because that's what's implying. And I know a lot of people want Yamato to join the Straw Hats. Personally, I don't think so because it's too soon with Jinbei. We don't even know what's going to happen with Jinbei yet. Also, there's possibly a Carrot joining. So wait and see what things go from here. It's definitely going to get way more out of control than it already is right now. So I can't wait to see what happens. That's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, subscribe to for more One Piece. I appreciate all the support. Helps out. Leave the thumbs up. It greatly helps up the channel. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.